Chris, before you leave the stage, come back, Chris. I have 2 requests for you. One is, please give that microphone to Nick, because I'm going to let Nick speak in just a moment. I'm going to have to duck, aren't I? The second is, please accept this wonderful mug.
Another one?
Another one for our Lightning Czar. Thank you very much, Christopher Neugebauer.
Thank you.
All right, Nick, if you want to be able to advance slides, you have to stand all the way over here. So very slowly. No, come on, get over here. I would like to thank the audience for the Imperial March.
I would like to thank the audience for the Imperial March. Those of you who were in Adelaide, not this time, but this thing last year, kind of know where I'm going with this. PyCon AU is run by the people who show up. I said it last year. I'm saying it again this year. It remains true. This event doesn't happen without the effort of a whole bunch of people, a lot of whom have been called out, will be called out again. There are, and all of whom deserve every call out we can give them and more. There are a lot of ways in which people help. There are a lot of ways that you can help. The first way is word of mouth. Tell your friends. The easiest, best, most effective marketing is when somebody you respect, somebody you like, tells you this is a good thing. Be that person that somebody respects, that somebody likes, who tells them about this thing that we like. The second way is social media, which is essentially the first way, but with the internet. We have a Mastodon, we have a LinkedIn, and I'd especially like to shout out our amazing social media person, Kalila. If you've noticed a whole bunch more PyCon AU all over your socials all year, now you know who did that, and now you know where to go to share Kalila's amazing work. Speaking, obviously, you've all been here watching people speaking. I probably don't need to explain what that is. Volunteering, this one maybe some more. In particular, this year I'd like to shout out Izzy, who basically ran the Rego desk. There's going to be more shout-outs coming, so I promise. I was sitting at the Rego desk watching Izzy just absolutely kill it all weekend. But you can help by volunteering. I want to shout out the community this year on this front. We had an amazing response to our call for volunteers. However, that doesn't mean that when we do it next year, you're like, oh, no, they had an amazing response last year. I don't have to do it. No, absolutely. When we call for volunteers next year, do it. Thank you. You can help by coming along. One thing that doesn't get said very often is how much it really does help to have people come to the conference that you put on. But also, one request on behalf of the people organizing this next year, maybe commit earlier. You can help by organizing. We're all going to get up on the stage, I assume, at some point, and we'll shout ourselves out because somebody should. But you can sign up to organize a PyCon AU, and that's very helpful because without organizers, this event literally can't happen. I want to talk a little bit about the power of community, and I didn't ask Chris to select a whole bunch of lightning talks that were so fantastically themed around the power of community. But he did it anyway, and I don't think that's a coincidence. I'm personally of the belief that we're coming into a time when the people around us will be more important than ever. And the power of communities, even just that last lightning talk, the power of the community to create a space in which it is possible to keep a government accountable for doing terrible things. The power of a community to enable people to go and do amazing things cannot be understated. The time is coming when your involvement in the communities around you will be what determines how powerful those communities are. And I honestly believe that with the amazing smarts that we have in this room and in the Python community nationally, we can do amazing things. So with that, a speech is nothing without a call to action. The QR code goes to a Google form. The Google form hopefully works and is also very simple. It will ask you for your name. It will ask you for an email address. It will ask you what you are particularly interested in doing or helping or knowing about. To be upfront, that information comes to me, and I ask you for permission to share it with the most appropriate people. Hopefully you can trust me to do that. That's pretty much the call out. I'm going to stall for time, Benno interpretive dance, while you get the QR code to work on your phone. Okay, excellent. All right.
Bye, Nick. Thank you very much, Nick. Yes. All right. Does anybody here like statistics? We have had 561 attendees. That means you. You're a statistic. Good job. We were able to offer financial assistance to 4 people. 4 people could not have been here without the help of our sponsor, Google, who made a donation directly to the Financial Assistance Fund. Thank you, Google. We have had 103 presentations, 62 talks, 7 students, 14 lightning talks on Saturday, 12 on Sunday, 8 in the first ever specialist track lightning session, a DevOps lightning talk. We have had 1 fire hazard. I hope nobody saw that in the student showcase. It was legit. That's enough statistics for the moment. Let's talk about tomorrow, because we aren't entirely done yet. We still have the development sprints. Website's up there. There's a Dev Sprints channel, a Dev Sprints general channel in the Discord. If you haven't bought a ticket yet, there's still a tiny bit of room available. You could still come to sprints if you can, and here and in town. It's not here and in town. It's in town and in town. Sprints are happening at the Grand Chancellor Hotel. You can get there on a single tram. If you happen to be inside the Goldfields Theatre right now, you could be there in 27 minutes on the 96 tram. Don't go right now, though. It doesn't start until 9 tomorrow. Is there anything left we have to do? We had a to-do list up on the in the organizer's office. Let's just check what's on there. Right, could we have the house lights turned all the way up, please? Good, okay, that's perfect. Let's take them all the way down again. All right, I trust that fixes everything. So, time to say some thank yous. Let's thank, there's going to be a lot of clapping, get your hands ready. Let's thank our speakers, right? Come on, speakers. Yes. So many good talks, and as an organizer, I have seen very few of them. I'm glad they were recorded. I will watch them later. I would like to thank our session chairs. Our session chairs are all people who volunteered in just the last few days. They signed up on a spreadsheet, yay spreadsheets. They helped make our speakers have a wonderful time. They introduced people, they handed out gifts, they, they gave the mug. Yes, they did. All right, let's thank Ramina Yee, our artist, who made this amazing graffiti boy. I love it. This has Curly Boy with Melbourne Icons, Flinders Street Station, Luna Park, an E-Class tram, I'm told, by an expert. And of course, our very proud tradition of spraying art on anything that will sit still long enough to become an art piece. I'd like to thank our waitlist and backup speakers. These people were all waiting in the wings so that if we had a last-minute cancellation, we could still give you a talk. A special thank you to Stephanie Mullen, who actually had to give a talk at the very last minute. Thank you, Stephanie. Let's thank our safety team. Maya Soren led and assembled this team of Benno, Christopher, Eliana, and Russell. And I felt safe. Did you feel safe? It is thanks to the hard work of these people. Thank you, safety team. I'm going to invite our volunteers coordinator up on stage. If Lily wants to come up with a microphone. Oh, she's coming from the other side. Amazing. We need the handheld mic, and here it comes. Oh. Best interpretive dance we've seen. Very speedy.
Thank you.
All right.
I want to thank all of the people who have volunteered during this event. There are a lot. Look at them. If you are a volunteer and you are here in the audience, could you please stand up from where you are right now if you're able to do so? If you volunteered and you want to, please stand up so that everybody can see you and say thank you to all of these people who did such an amazing job for this entire event and really made it work. One of them came up to me and said, can I do anything? Things seem really smooth. Should I do something? And they have been the entire time, which is why it was so smooth. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for giving up your entire weekend to come here and help us out. Nick mentioned earlier, we had a record number. There was about 114 people who applied to volunteer this year, which is wild, and also shows just how much the community here really cares about this event. Please do it again next year. We love having this kind of thing to be able to do, rather than the other way around. It really, really helps us to have help. So thank you once again. Could I just get another round of applause for all of our volunteers who did the special work at the retro desk, session monitoring, who have been running up and down, back and forth the whole time, and especially also our AV volunteers, some of whom are still volunteering right now to make sure that we can all see and hear everything that's going on. Thank you so much, everybody. We deeply appreciate it.
Thank you very much for that, Lily. Speaking of seeing and hearing everything, can you hear me? Yeah? Can you see me? You better thank our AV team. Thank you very much to Ryan for running the AV team, and Citrix, who provided the media assets, including that lovely animated version of the graffiti boy that you see at the start of every talk. The rest of the AV core team, thank you. I'd like to thank our specialist track organizers. I'm going to very carefully read the correct names for the correct track this time, and I'm very sorry for that. Scientific Python, Adam Graham, Charles Turner, Genevieve Buckley, Kai Strega, Paige Martin. Thank you. Education track, I would like to thank Amanda Hodges, Nikki Ringland, and Sally Gridley. Thank you. And from the DevOps track, I would like to thank Oren Shaw, Justin Warren, and Yakov. Thank you. I want to thank my core team, and I'm going to ask you all to come up on stage because it should be possible for someone to get a photo of all of us together. We have our program chairs, Maya and Elena, coming over here. We have our sponsorship coordinators, Jack Skinner and Nick Crouch, without whom you wouldn't have had such great sponsors to chat with. We have our treasurer, Russell Keith McGee. Thank you, Russell. Somebody has to guard the treasure. Yeah, do we have our social, sorry, my screen blocks half of this. My social media coordinator, Kalila Lin. Thank you, Kalila. All right, let's just come in a bit closer so we can all be in the photo. Come on, Benno. Where's Lily? We need Lily as well. Oh, here she comes.
Lily, 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 Lily.
Thank you very much, core team. The final names on the core team list. Oh, hang on. Benno, were you carrying something? Has it been 6 years and we're not going to let Russell leave the stage just yet? Did you know that Russell has been treasurer for 6 consecutive PyCons AU and had no idea that I knew that and was going to make this a big deal on stage? Russell, we know you're a treasurer who loves treasure and a business dad who loves business, and that's why we got you some flowers. Thank you very much, Russell. We could not have done that without you. Finally, the directors. That's me, Peter Hall. Assistant Director, Benno Rice. Lily Ryan, our volunteers coordinator, and Libby Berry, who isn't here to be on stage. Libby pushed that boulder up the hill. Lily guided it on the way down. Terrifying and exhilarating, I'm sure. Benno, you may have the microphone as requested.
Foolish man. Hi, I'm Benno, and welcome to my lightning talk. Shit. Sorry. So, PyCon AU is an amazing thing. It's been around for quite a while, and it's lovely, and we love it, and we want it to keep going. But continuity in these kind of communities is, it's a tricky thing, especially when you had something as minor and annoying as COVID show up. And Daisy deserves an amazing debt of gratitude in carrying it through those years. But coming out of that, we were like, what do we do next? And the trick is trying to find people to keep it going. And Lily and I are both members of a makerspace in Brunswick, and we were there at one point, and we both were comparing notes that various people like Chris Neugebauer and various other collaborators of his were kind of staring at us in this way that was just sort of daring us to run the conference. And we were kind of going, And then we sort of compared notes and went, you know what, between us, we can probably muster enough executive function to do it, but we both know that our brains are very squirrely, And so we need someone to help us out. And we coined the term executive function officer. We needed someone who could actually keep everything on track and not muck it up. And so we came up with this brilliant plan, which is going to go as well as every brilliant plan ever come up with is going to go, where we would be co-directors of the conference, and we would try to find some new people who hadn't done it before to shadow us and come into it. And we went and did that. And then promptly, I forget exactly when it was kind of, yeah, both of us absolutely lost it for various reasons that were not to do with the conference. We both had life happen. At which point, Peter, who had been the executive function officer, suddenly became the director. And it was a peaceful, if somewhat chaotic, transfer of power, but it was vital, because if that hadn't happened, this wouldn't have happened. And so I then cheerfully accepted my demotion from being top of that list to further down the list, because Peter has just done an amazing job at running this conference.
Thank you. Thank you.
And he's managed to make it happen to the point where, at one point, Peter and I were up in the org room, and we looked at each other and went, are our radios working? Because no one said anything in ages, and we had to check. Like, this has been... the chaos was very front-loaded on this conference. We got it out of the way so that the event itself has run very smoothly, and a lot of that is down to Peter and just being really awesome. I cannot think of a better person to have done this. And speaking of people who I don't think were expecting to get gifts, this is from Lily and myself. Thank you, Peter, for being not just the executive function officer.
Thank you, Benno. Thank you very much. I know I'm really hard to buy for, and I need to know what you've done, because it looks suspiciously like some very nice whiskey, which I have been told I deserve. Ooh.
There is some very nice whiskey in there. We were also informed by a reliable source that hot sauce was a particular favourite.
Yes.
And so there is a few options for that, and there is a bit more in there as well. Thank you again, Peter. You are awesome.
Thank you very much, Benno. Thank you very much, Lily. All right. Uh-oh. That's not good. Let's put that back in. Oh, no, you don't need to see that bit. That's going where you can't see. All right, let's try again. All right. A big thank you to everyone who we have just thanked once again. It is all the PyCon AU team. Of course, we couldn't do this without our sponsors, so we're going to thank them. We're going to start clapping for sponsors. We're clapping for MongoDB, our platinum sponsor. We're clapping for our platinum sponsor, the Python Software Foundation. We're clapping for our gold sponsors, Kraken and CipherStash. We're clapping for our standard sponsors, Google, Elastic, and Acorn. These startups at PyCon AU, Multitudes, and Ikigai. And of course, our auspice, our benevolent overlords, Linux Australia. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors. And the final group I need to thank is you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of PyCon AU 2024. And did I say final? Because we need to thank the organizers. Because I didn't just organize myself. Jack, you're going to need the microphone. And you already have it. You are so organized.
Surprise.
I feel like I'm saying organize a lot. Jack, please.
Could Richard Jones please join me here in front of the class? Is Richard here? Richard
He
is
is
on
coming
his
from
way.
over here.
Folks, I will
There he
keep
is.
this brief. Richard has been involved in starting, running, leading, enabling, advising and supporting PyCon AU since its very first event. For 15 years, he has been instrumental to both the organising and the organising of the organisers for this wonderful conference. The culture and values of this community have been shepherded and shaped by Richard's efforts, often in a thankless capacity behind the scenes. So it is my honour, as Richard steps back from his service on the PyCon AU Steering Committee, to offer him a small gift of appreciation, to say thank you for the 15 years of joy and growth you've helped bring our community, as we wish you well as you turn your focus to other more athletic pursuits. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard.
Thank you.
Well, it's been a year. When I signed up for this, I filled out the form at the end of last year's PyCon AU. I had never run an event at all before. Like, I'd never organized a meetup. And I said, look, I'm willing to be director, but I'm probably not your best choice. I don't have the experience. And I was told, well, okay, Benno already told this story a little bit. He said, you know, you can come on as assistant director. We'll put some experienced directors above you. You'll learn. You'll be ready to do this again in 2025. And I said, okay. And then 6 months ago, we were discussing in the Discord, like, why are we doing this? What's our role going to be? What do we hope to get out of this? And I said, look, I'm not trying to be in the spotlight. I don't need anyone to notice that I'm there. But I would like everybody to think, geez, things have gone smoothly this year, and I can't quite work out why. As Benno said, we had to check our radios because nothing was going wrong for hours. So I think I hit the second part, but here I am on stage and everyone's looking at me. I haven't quite got the first part. Here I am. Now, you might be wondering about next year's PyCon AU. You might be thinking, did he just say 2025? 2025! I did. I said 2025. Well, we're not quite ready to announce any of the little details, like the dates or the venue. And that's why you should join our mailing list and follow us on social media, and we will get those to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been great for me. I hope it's been great for you. I hope it's been great for everyone in the core team who have done this with me. Volunteers, AV, speakers, sponsors. Thank you, everyone. Please leave quickly. We need to pack up. We'll see you at sprints.